Greetings to all the viewers. Now the session is going to deal with even and Ito elimination reactions. This is the part of organic named reactions. We already gone through various sessions based on organic named reactions, and all are available at the channel World of Conceptual and Competitive Chemistry. In addition, various kind of organic chemistry topics related with the graduation and post-graduation level, and previous year CSIR, JRF, NET question papers, which are solved question papers of various years. All the previous question papers are solved and all are available at the channel World of Competitive Chemistry. Conceptual based and competitive based chemistry content is available at this channel. Not only that, 10th standard chemistry, intermediate concepts and examination perspective like MCET examination Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, JEE advanced, JEE mains examination, NEET entrance examination, all these concepts you can retrieve from World of Conceptual and Competitive Chemistry. Graduation, post-graduation, research-based and also competitive examination perspective, all kind of information you can grab from this channel. So the content even and Ito elimination reactions are taken from the textbook Organic Named Reactions, which is authored by Dr. Kavita Kottireddy Kota. Let me introduce even and Ito elimination reactions. Even elimination reaction definition. Even elimination stands for unimolecular. One stands for unimolecular, E stands for elimination reaction, where the leaving group departs from the starting material so that carbocation intermediate will be originated. Carbocation will further go for deprotonation process. Whenever deprotonation taking place, ultimately alkene could be the final product. This is the way initially leaving group and finally proton will be departed. Ultimately saturated compound will be transformed into unsaturated compound by the elimination of byproduct, so that alkene could be the final product starting with alkyl halide, right? It is the two-step mechanism. Being in the step 1, leaving group will be departed, carbocation origination is the driving force over there, and later on the deprotonation giving rise to alkene, so that it is a multi-step process, right? And being ionic mechanism incorporated into the reaction process, that's the reason why polar protic solvent is most suitable in order to facilitate the reaction, right? In order to understand the reaction, there is a schematic representation is provided. If you take any alkyl halide as the starting material, base is applied over there. Strong base is required in order to pull up that proton from the system, so that here the formation of alkene is possible. If a mild base rather than nucleophile taken, what it will do? There is substitution reaction rather than elimination. That's the reason why the nature of base is most important to find a kind of product like alkene. That is the reason why elimination taken in the presence of stronger base only. So starting material could be alkyl halide, strong base will be applied upon, so that alkene will be the product, and alkyl halide is mineral acid is also generated as a byproduct. In order to understand the reaction in the well manner, I am taking our simplest example, tertiary alkyl halide. Being it is a unimolecular, that's the reason why tertiary alkyl halides are more susceptible to participate in even elimination reaction process. So that I am taking this starting material as tertiary butyl bromide. Tertiary butyl bromide is supposed to be treated with ethanol. Ethanol is a kind of protic solvent media. So under these conditions, there is elimination reaction from this carbon atom, bromo, and hydrogen from the adjacent position. Isobutane could be the ultimate product over there. The reaction depends upon the nature of alkyl halide and incoming alkyl halide only. Only the concentration of alkyl halide is the driving force for this even elimination. Being a rate determining step, only alkyl halide will dissociate it. That only participated in the rate determining step. That's the reason why it is the part of first order reaction, first order kinetics. That's the reason why one is manifested for first order kinetics, and unimolecular reaction it will be. Right, rate of the reaction is equal to K into CH3 taken thrice Br. So here K denotes a rate constant, and CH3 taken thrice Br is the alkyl halide whose concentration is the ultimate for this speed of the reaction. In order to understand the mechanism, or as we already aware, this is the multi-step process. In the step 1, which is regarded as a rate determining step, slowly it will be proceeded. Leaving group departed from the system, eventually carbocation intermediate will be originated. If you are taking alkyl halide, that is in specific tertiary alkyl halide as a starting material, whenever halide is departed from the system, there is the origination of carbocation. Carbocation intermediate stability is the most important in this even elimination reaction. Tertiary carbocation is having higher stability because of higher hyperconjugation stabilization by means of 3-methyl functionalities, right? And the step 2, base subtract the beta hydrogen, right? So stronger base is required in order to pull up. That hydrogen from the adjacent position, alpha carbon is carbocation containing one, and the adjacent is regarded as a beta carbon, where the hydrogens are necessary to remove, so that whenever hydrogen removed from the adjacent position as H positive, whenever H positive removed, there is a bonded electrons will take this pi bond formation, so that there is a alkene as a final product. This is the way alkene can be generated. Rate law is dependent on the K into substrate only. Substrate is the alkyl halide only. That's the reason why it is the first order kinetics. Hence it is said to be unimolecular reaction. The mechanism is provided for better understanding. First of all, I am taking tertiary butyl bromide as a starting material. Whenever bromide is departed, you can achieve tertiary butyl carbocation. Tertiary butyl carbocation is planar one, being carbocation is sp2 hybridized, so that planar carbocation having tendency to bind up with ethanol having stronger tendency to pull up hydrogen from this beta carbon atom, so that here the bonded electrons between the carbon to hydrogen are participating in the double bond formation, so that isobutene could be the main product what we are expecting by the elimination reaction, and ethanol is protonated, so that here the cation will be originated. This is the expected product in the multi-step process. As you already aware, carbocation origination is the step number 1, which is the rate determining step. In this, only alkyl halide taken part of the reaction. Later on, carbocation is having tendency to bind up with the base, so that here the olefin formation is possible in the step number 2. The reaction is a part of first order kinetics, and more specifically tertiary alkyl halides taken part of this reaction very rapidly, and secondary somewhat moderate, and primary alkyl halides are not or else least susceptible to go through even elimination. Rather, they will participate in the E2 elimination process. And most suitable conditions in order to perform this even elimination reaction will be protic polar solvent is more suitable for this, either water or ethanol taken as a suitable solvent for this even elimination reaction. Weak bases are susceptible, like water and alcohols, used to pull up that proton from the adjacent carbon atom, and it is competing with SN1 reaction. SN1 reaction is more prone to proceed via nucleophilic substitution. Nucleophile is suitable to go for the substitution, rather base is required in this even elimination. That's the reason why both are competing with each other, SN1 and even elimination reaction. Right. Example for this reaction will be when we are taking tertiary butyl bromide, ethanol, and subsequent heating is also required, being it is the elimination reaction. Breaking of bonds are obvious over there. That's the reason why here heating conditions are provided, and isobutene could be the product, and HBr will be eliminated as a byproduct. Tertiary butyl bromide giving rise to isobutene as the product. Even elimination, if you want to absorb, initially base is going to react with the alkyl halide. Wherever the adjacent H and X are there, both are removed, and there is a formation of double bond in between. Here there is a HX formation is possible as a byproduct. Carbocation rearrangement is possible if tertiary carbocation may not be generated in the reaction that will go for the higher stability. Always any compound, any species having stronger tendency to get stabilized. That's the reason why tertiary carbocation obviously more stable in comparison to primary and secondary. That's the reason why carbocation rearrangement is also possible by means of even elimination reaction. And any the rule followed over there, the governing factor will be Saitjev rule or Zaitsev rule. Always more suitable condition will be more substituted product will be the more stable the alkene, right? So that is also the driving force in order to get the product in the maximum yield. More substituted alkene gives rise to more stable product over there in accordance with the Zaitsev rule, right? So these two are the governing factors in order to perform this even elimination reaction. And in the examination perspective, some competitive exam questions also provided in order to understand the conceptual finished, and now we are discussing regarding the content competitive exam based explanation regarding this even elimination reaction. In even elimination, 2-bromo 2-methyl-butane, if we are taking this as a starting material, what could be the major product? 2-methyl will be there and 2-bromo is there, and butane can be the starting material. That's the reason why it will go for the more substituted alkene in accordance with the Zaitsev rule. That's the reason why 2-methyl 2-butene, 2-methyl 2-butene, 1-butene is having least substitution. In comparison, 2-butene is having 2 sites of substitution in accordance with the Zaitsev rule or Saitjev rule. So that's the reason why B will be the right answer for the question whichever taken over there. Both the probabilities we are having, both the sides double bond may be generated, but in accordance with the Saitjev rule, there is a probability for 2-butene as a major product in comparison to option number A. That's the reason why option B will be the right answer over here. If you want to understand the entire application purview regarding the even elimination reaction, alkene preparation is obvious over there. Ultimately, whatever alkyl halide you are taking, that leads to the formation of alkene as the final product. That alkene, if you are taking tertiary butyl bromide, isobutylene could be the final product over there. Whatever alkene you are getting, that is the tremendous lead compound in the material chemistry applications, especially in polymer chemistry. You can go for the most important application for the alkenes. Not only that, synthetic organic chemistry also laying upon these alkenes for the addition reaction. That's the reason why alkene preparation is the crucial step in even elimination reaction. Structural analysis is also possible. Whatever double bond you generated, that distinguished by means of ozonolysis reaction. Whenever ozone is added over that alkene, wherever double bond is located, that double bond totally broken, and 2 carbons which experiencing double bond will be turned into a carbonylic compound. That is the reaction called ozonolysis. Ozonolysis is the characteristic reaction to locate the double bond position, where the double bond is located. So in order to understand that, ozonolysis is the analytical method over there. Fine chemical synthesis is possible, right? Industrial isobutylene production, you can synthesize in the bulk scale manufacturing of isobutylene by means of simple even elimination reaction. Even pharmaceutical synthesis, so many drug compounds, drug intermediates possessing that double bond can be proceeded via this even elimination reaction, so that even in the medicinal chemistry they are having their own impact, their own significance in the drug intermediate manufacturing. Biochemical relevance, dehydration reactions and in the metabolism process is also possible. Not only alkyl halides, if you are taking alcoholic compounds, so the dehydration is the obvious step in order to achieve the alkene as the final product. That's the reason why it is also accomplished. Dehydration is also accomplished via even elimination process. All these are said to be kind of applications related with the even elimination reaction, so that it is most essential reaction in the synthetic organic chemistry, organic named reaction perspective. So this is the way we successfully completed the entire even elimination reaction, and as we already aware, we are discussing regarding even and ETO. Both the elimination reactions are taken into the consideration. Now let me discuss regarding the ETO elimination process. E2 stands for the second order kinetics related with these elimination reactions. E2 reactions are bimolecular elimination reactions, and it will be proceeded within the single step. Making of double bond and cleavage of departing of existing bonds all are possible in the simultaneous manner. Within the single step, elimination reactions are taken and beta hydrogen removal and the leaving group departed from the same system simultaneously. Hence, it is the bimolecular reaction with a single step process, and ultimately there could be a formation of double bond by the elimination of byproduct. This is said to be bimolecular elimination reaction, right? If you want to observe the general reaction related with the E2 elimination, I am taking alkyl halide. Primary alkyl halide is more suitable for this E2 elimination, where base is taken. Strong base is more important to achieve this kind of E2 elimination reaction. Already existing leaving group will be there, and the base, if you approaching from the same side, what it will do, there will be a kind of repulsive forces between the existing leaving group and the incoming base. That's the reason why base will come to the back edge, and there will be a double bond formation, which leads to steric inversion, right? So here the base is accepting proton anyway, and halide is also departed from the system. Our ultimate product could be the alkene, right? So if you are taking ethyl bromide as a starting material, like a strong base hydroxide is supposed to be treated over there, and you are going to achieve ethene as the final product. In addition, water and bromide could be the byproducts. In order to understand the reaction well, here the tertiary butyl bromide, a stronger base if taken, there is a formation of 2-methylpropene as a final product. 2-methylpropene can be taken, why we are one of the methyl group taken as a substitution, and 3 carbon chain is a parent chain over there, right? So this is the second order reaction, which is taken part of alkyl halide and hydroxide ion concentration taken into the consideration for the rate of the reaction. Rate of the reaction is equal to K into CH3 taken thrice Br into OH minus ion concentration. K stands for rate constant, and here the concentration of alkyl halide, concentration of base taken into the consideration, being it is a second order reaction, both are considered. If you want to observe the mechanism, very important step will be beta hydrogen removal is the driving force over there, and after removal of beta hydrogen, ultimately double bond will be originated by departing the leaving group from the system. So here alpha carbon, which is accompanied by the leaving group, is designated as the alpha carbon atom, and adjacent carbon is beta, where the hydrogen removal is required, so that here the double bond origination you can notice over there. Here E2 elimination is considered as a one-step process, and moreover it is a concerted mechanism. All the making and breaking of the bonds are possible simultaneously, hence you can consider as a concerted mechanism. No species can be isolated as an intermediate, right? It's the second order, where the rate of the reaction directly depends upon the rate constant and concentration of the alkyl halide and base as well. Both the substances are directly impacting this rate of the reaction. That's the reason it is the second order kinetics. If you want to observe the reaction mechanism here, a stronger base is supposed to be treated. Strong base having more tendency to pull up this hydrogen from the system whenever hydrogen taken. With respect to leaving group, always base is coming in the opposite direction, backside edge. Whenever this proton is removed, bonded electrons are trying to make the double bond in between the carbon and carbon. Whenever double bond formation taking place, simultaneously leaving group slowly departed from the system. That is indicated in the transition state of this reaction. Here the hydroxide is slowly forming the bond with hydrogen, indicated with dotted line bond, and existing carbon to hydrogen bond is slowly weakening. That is also indicated with the dotted line bond. And here the susceptibility for the formation of double bond between the two carbon atoms, so that here about to form the bond, that is also indicated with the dotted line bond. And here the bromo group is working like a better leaving group, so it is also indicated with the dotted line bond. This is the way all the bonds which are indicated with the dotted line. Few are making, few are breaking simultaneously, so that here the final product could be 2-methylpropene as the final product. In addition, water and bromide can be the byproducts over there. This is the way E2 elimination, which is concerted mechanism, no isolation of the intermediate, rather the transition state taking part of this one, and alkene is the eventual product over there. And always, in order to perform E2 elimination, stronger base is most obvious, like hydroxide, alkoxide, butoxide, like this. In the presence of stronger bases only, the reaction is prone towards the E2. Rather, you can achieve that SN2 reaction. There is a compatibility between those. Anti-periplanar geometry is most requisite condition over there. Anti-periplanar requisite is nothing but always leaving group and hydrogen should be in the opposite direction in order to achieve that stronger base in the opposite direction and giving rise to anti-elimination and alkene formation simultaneously. Occurs mainly with the secondary and tertiary alkyl halides. Primary alkyl halides also participate, but stronger base is required for this kind of E2 elimination reaction. Always, a stronger and bulky base is more suitable condition in order to perform E2 elimination reaction, and a polar aprotic solvent is required. Why we are saying aprotic solvent means there is no ionic mechanism taking part of this E2 elimination, rather it is the simultaneous making and breaking of the bonds via transition state. Hence, aprotic solvents are more suitable for E2 elimination reaction, right? Regioselectivity. So again, Sergev rule is taken part of this one, and more substituted alkene is obvious stable product over the least substituted product, so that Zaitsev rule is the governing factor in order to form the product over there. And Hofmann product is also possible. Hofmann product is reverse to the Zaitsev product. Least substituted product is more suitable. That is called Hofmann product. Okay, so there are two conditions you can notice over there. If you are taking this kind of tertiary alkyl halide, base is going to be working upon this one. Two possibilities we have. Anyway, halide containing carbon is regarded as alpha carbonatum, and two probabilities for the beta carbonatums either of the side. You can go for the deprotonation and giving rise to both the products like this. If you are driving through the path A, so that here the deprotonation taking place from this right side carbonatum, eventually you can notice the double bond toward this side, and you can notice the more substituted kind of alkene. This is in accordance with the Zaitsev product. More substituted alkene could be the more stable product. There is another probability, either opposite side hydrogen, like left hand side carbon also having a hydrogen in order to remove. That's the reason why here is the double bond origination. Left hand side, that is giving rise to a kind of least substituted in accordance with the Hofmann product. This is called 2-methyl-1-butene. This is also possibility. This is also possibility for this one. Here the method of E2 elimination giving rise to mixture of two products. Then alkyl halides, if there was different beta carbonate in this reactor, then the elimination reaction may yield more than one product like this. More than one product is the possibility for this one. For example, the hydrogenation of 2-bromomethylbutane you are taking with two products, you noticed like this, two different pathways of the elimination taking place. Right hand side giving rise to A path, left hand side elimination B path, the product will be originated. This is the way. There is the probability for mixture of two products governed by Zaitsev and Hofmann rules for the elimination of the byproducts. Both the products are possible. A path followed Zaitsev, B path followed Hofmann product. And the next step, a very important step for the E2 elimination, will be synthesis of alkenes. Just like even elimination, here also the ultimate goal for the synthesis of alkenes, starting with either alkyl halides or alcohol derivatives. Either of the compound you can take as a starting material, but the eventual product could be the unsaturated alkene as the final product. Dehydrohalogenation is the case, that is the crucial elimination reaction for the industrial and also lab scale manufacturing of the alkenes. In order to synthesize minute quantity of alkenes, you can go with the same kind of E2 elimination, or as bulk scale like tons of alkene or maximum Quantity of alkene manufacturing, like industrial scale, if you want to synthesize, in that case also you can go with this A2 elimination. Both are fine for this A2 elimination reaction. Either lab scale synthesis or industrial grade synthesis of alkene, you can go through this E2 elimination. Especially in the polymer industry, most of the addition reactions are proceeded with alkenes only. That's the reason why precursor compounds are needed to be alkenes. In order to get such kind of vinyl monomers, E2 and even eliminations are very essential. They are synthesizing these alkenes starting with alcohols or else alkyl halides as well, so that your polymer industry purely relying upon this E1 and E2 elimination reaction in order to synthesize starting materials for them, right? And they also helping to identify the stereochemistry of the compound and also conformation, how the orientation taken within the compound, what kind of elimination patterns are taken. So that clearly understood by E2. E2 elimination always giving rise to anti-periplanar elimination process. Opposite direction species are going to be eliminated and giving rise to a product alkene, right? And this is the kind of system where you can notice how the alkene synthesis is possible by E2 elimination reaction process. After getting that one, it is the time to discuss regarding the examination perspective about the E2 elimination process. In E2 elimination reaction, what factor is the most critical in nature? Most important factor in this E2 elimination will be the strength of the base. Stronger the base, stronger will be the elimination process and easy for the E2 elimination process. So that base is nature. Strength of the base is the deciding factor in the case of E2 elimination reaction. So option A will be the right answer. Strength of the nucleophile will go for that SN2 reaction. There is a compatibility between these two. Base is stronger, E2 elimination proceeded. Nucleophile is stronger, SN2 reaction, nucleophilic substitution will be proceeded. That's the reason why E2 elimination, the right obvious answer will be option number A, because reaction occurs in one step, requires stronger base to abstract the beta hydrogen from the adjacent position. So successfully we accomplished the entire reactions related with the E1 and E2 elimination process. In the next session we will discuss regarding this Swarovski reaction. It is also the kind of tremendous impact containing named reaction in this organic chemistry. Hopefully you enjoyed the session and in-depth information you grabbed from this content, and watch regularly and complete video you have to watch, you have to observe till the end of this session, and share with your friends, and subscribe the channel, like the channel, so that we will get new and upcoming updates regarding this chemistry content. In the next session again we will go with the organic named reaction sessions only. Subscribe the channel World of Conceptual and Competitive Chemistry. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Signing off, Dr. Kavita Kothireddy Kota.